Hi everyone, welcome to Bonsai Expression. I'm Christoph, and today, as you can see, the sun's out. Oh, it's really warm today, 20 degrees, and I think, I'm gonna say it, but summer's on the way. Well, you'd think it was, because today's 20 degrees, as I say, but up until today, it's been absolutely miserable and raining, so count our blessings, it's 20 degrees, and it's 20 degrees for the next 4 or 5 days. So, while it's 20 degrees, and I keep saying 20 degrees because I'm going to make the most of it, I'm going to be out in the garden playing with some trees, and today we're going to be working on this fabulous little thing. This is my hibiscus, and as you can see, it's sprouted on a little bit of growth. And you might be thinking, Christoph, surely you're not giving this little beautiful tree a trim? No, I'm not. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to repot it. And you'll be thinking, oh, you're a little bit too late to do that. Well, no, I'm not, because these little awesome trees are, well, they're actually semi-tropical. So what I've got ahead and done is, with the research on these trees, because they are semi-tropical, so some variations of them are fully tropical, the research tells you that you can get away with repotting them in the middle of summer, or you can do it in spring, more to the point late spring, mid to late spring that is, as long as the weather is nice enough that the roots are going to be warm. So obviously I've left it so the weather is nice enough, the roots are going to be warm now. That means the growth is obviously put a little bit on, more than budding out, hence why we're at this stage. Although it is only 2 weeks, it's not even that, it's a week and a half away from it just opening. So that's where we're at, a week and a half from the buds just breaking. The weather is now turned so it's warm, so when I do the root work, I've got past all the frost. The roots are going to stay nice and warm, even at night. It does go down to about 10 degrees, but they're going to stay relatively warm. It's going to go back in the polytunnel anyway overnight, so it stays warm. So I'm going to have no adverse effects once we do the root work. And it does need doing, because as you see, I mean, it looks nice, but it isn't good for the tree. Scots moss. Was it Scotch? Oh, it's Scots. Yeah. So this stuff is obviously taking over my tree. And I've pulled a little bit out, as you can see, but this stuff gets in there, it gets down, lays its own roots down there, and it can eventually take over the roots of the tree. So I need to get that out and get it in some fresh soil as well. And what I'd like to do anyway is just check on the roots of this little tree and just see how it's been going. If you're wondering where we've come along from this tree, when I purchased the tree, it was its own broom. So this whole section here was like this, and it was very clumped up. In fact, to the point where I had all branches meshed together like this, going through as well, through the canopy. In fact, if you want to check it out, you can do. I've got a full playlist on this, although it's only like 1 or 2 videos long because I've not really done too much work on this tree. The playlist is there for you to check out, please do so. Every video I've got, every time I work on a tree, I'll link the playlist there. So go back, check it out. I won't see what we when we first got the tree, and excuse me, you can see I took some big cuts out of the tree, especially this one here. As you can see it there, you know, some of the stuff was going right through the tree like this. It was all bunched up, and then as you can see now, the tree is opened up vastly, and we've got a really good actually structure to the tree going on. All right, it isn't perfect because we were working with what we've got, but we've opened it up and we're starting a new structure. Okay, so going back on it, remember that, yes, that I think there, if I look at it, is it there? Let me just check. I think possibly that might have been the front. It was either that or that was the front. But anyway, as you can see, it's got a lovely character going on to it now. So I'm going to stop waffling and I'm going to get it on the bench. I'm going to take a look at these roots. I'm going to pull all this moss off. But hang on, let me just show you. how bad this stuff is. Okay, you know, look at that. So it takes a chunk of all my soil. That's only like a little bit of growth. If I leave it any longer, I go down there further, and it takes a good chunk of my soil out. So I don't want to be keeping that in there. Get that off. Let's get into it. Check out these roots. Give it a wee trim. And I think probably going to reuse my pot, or I could potentially use the pot that I had my Mugu pine in, because I repotted that off camera. So I might change up the pot, but we'll see. Let's get into this anyway. Now, with all of my trees, or at least all of last year's trees, I pretty much tied them all down. As you can see, this stuff has actually got in there. It's got its roots down there. Now, obviously, whether it be moss, Scotch, or normal moss, your tree's roots will grow upwards, and they are growing into it. But the issue you get is if you keep this stuff, your tree's roots will grow into it, as I say, but then these roots of your moss, not normal moss, but this Scotch moss, will continue to grow because it's an invasive stuff, and then it'll take over. It'll start taking all the nutrients from the soil, and then it'll just kill off your tree eventually. So you don't want that stuff in there, at least not long term anyway. Not too bad short term, but long term, yeah, you definitely don't want to keep it. Right, so we've snipped the top section off. Just gonna get under there. I've got it tied in from 2 different sections. Snip there. Let's have a look. Pull that one out. Like that. Twist this around. And the tree, hopefully, should just lift out. There we go. Now we have plenty of roots. Look at that. Lots and lots of roots. So, well timed root pot, root prune. So there's that much roots. It's actually brought, let me trim that one off. Let's move that out of the way. So it's brought all of the guard with it. And there you can see. So I'm just going to switch it over. I'm actually right-handed, so you're not going to be able to see this, but if I can just move some of these roots out of the way, I might be able to get this out. Damn! That's an effort. Okay, no. That's not going to come, but we are going to start raking this out, see what we've got. Obviously, we've got a stacked root system here, and with it being a stacked root system, it is holding onto water quite nicely. Maybe a little bit too wet, because I haven't watered this today, and it is pretty wet. So you've got the moss just in between these roots here. I need to try and get that out. Am I able to get this in? Come on. Right, start working these edges out. Okay, I'll start teasing this out. As we get deeper into it, we'll just fast forward this and then we'll come back. I've given it a quick rake so far, and as you can see, the roots are looking pretty decent. You know, you've got this section here that does come up a little bit, so we'll probably have to give that a bit of a trim. Like, as you can see here, comes up. But everything so far is looking pretty decent. I've got this one section here that does come over and cross, so we might have to take that off. And then I've got a little bit that does stick up here as well, so maybe a little minor detail, prune, and then up in the bottom we're probably going to have to just come in and make sure we take that section out so it's flat. I mean, it's flat already, but we've got a lot of roots here coming from the bottom section, so we might just need to have a prune up here as well. But I'm going to wash it out now so we can have a look at it properly in detail and see how we're going. But everything seems to be okay. I've got no serious issues, I don't think, at the moment. The only thing I would say is this is sort of flat. The plane of it is flat. It's not rounded. You can see it there better. The whole section of the tree is pretty flat. It's not rounded. I would like to have a root coming out here. I just need to get rid of that, I think. Yeah. So let's give it a wash and we'll come back, see where we're at with it. Looking at the root system and dragging it out, I've got a decent amount of roots, and I've got some crossing roots, as you can see. This one here is crossing, that's going to have to come out, and I've got these ones here as well that come up. So first of all, I'm going to start by taking those ones off that do come up here. So let's just take that off to begin with. And this one here. And we've also got this one here. Let's see if we can find where it starts from. So this one there, and it comes from that bit there. Okay, can we take it out? And then the whole section, and then this one is the one that comes across. So let's just work it way back. So this one here, I'm trying to get the right snips, comes right across. So I'm going to take that off, and I'm also going to take this one off as well. So let's get the right snips. So let's just pop this in a bowl so it's stand up, and then let's get the snips so we can work it out. All right, let's get it on the correct angle so you can see. Let's take that out first. Okay, now I'm just going to twist this so I can see it better. I'm going to come in, take this out. Hopefully that's a deep enough cut. That goes all the way in, so I might just have to cut that flush. Just there. As you can see, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get that out. It's a flush cut, so it's just going to have to do. And then the one below it is the same again. I think I'm just going to have to flush cut. We should be all right. There we go. And that has took all that section out. Just put that to one side. And then if I just tell, I should hopefully, if I can just neaten this cut up a little bit. There we go. And we should be able to get some fresh roots in the future coming from that section. Let's get my rake and just clear all this up. There is another little bit here we just take out. Okay, right, so that seems to have cleared that up a little bit. drag the rest of these roots out. That's bent, so let's take it off. Okay. All we need to do is just clear up where these have bent. There, there, there. Clear off the rest of this section out. Okay, I think if you look at that now, that's really clean, tidy. Although there is a gap here, we can make that as a feature. The tree can be buried up to here now, and you've got a nice little feature in the tree, sort of a hollow. Okay, we just move round. We've got these root section here. I've got one at the base here that just goes off at a funny angle. These roots down at the bottom, they just go off different angles. I'm just going to cut them back there. We can cut that back here. They just bend off. And again, we just need to work out. These ones are a bit long, so I'm just going to trim them back a little bit. We'll just bring them back, bring them out. Anything that's bent, anything that's a little too tall, take them off. There's one there that goes right across. We're just going to come in and snip that off, grab hold of it and pull it through. I want to take that one out completely. Too high up. In fact, that one can come off as well. I'm pretty sure one underneath it there as well goes across. There we go. Right, they're all nice and radial. I can see actually, I've got one here that goes off at an angle. I've already snipped it back partially. Just going to neaten it up. This one here goes off on a funny angle. Just going to trim it back to where it's nice and straight. And then I think it's just a case of laying this down, making sure the bottom is trimmed up so it's flat right in the center. And that's about it really. There's nothing too much more to do and I'm done. I've decided I'm going to go from this small pot into this bigger pot. So I used to have my Chinese elm in this one. If you see, needs a bit of a clean, but it's got a nice decorative design, flower design, and I think I'm going to have that as my front. Okay, and the front of the tree we're going to have here, slightly off center, so we've got a nice wide section here, and I'm going to change it just slightly, just here like this. So we're going to go and pot it up now. So here we go. Just going to fast forward a little bit. 1, 2, 3, and it's all potted up. As you can see, it looks way better in this pot. It's got plenty more room to grow, and it's a little bit higher now as well. Put my fertilizers back in. I've got a little bit of moss there actually. Just need to take off, and I also need to take off the little bit of moss just here. There we go. So there we have it, it's potted up, it's in its nice new pot. I mean, this thing's got a hell of a lot more space than the original one. I don't think it looks quite as nice than the original pot. I think the other pot looks better, but this thing's got more room for it to grow. The pot doesn't need a little bit of a clean and tidy up, but as I say, it's got more room for it to grow. I just want it to give it a little bit more room to grow, just so it's got a bit more vigor for it to do its thing and push out. As I say, we took an awful lot of it off, if you remember, in the last video. If you've not seen it, please go check it out. As I say, it used to be a broom and it used to be all crossing, and then I went out and cut it all, and now we've got this going into a proper styled tree. So it's now going to push out some growth. We've just done that root prune, it's pushing out growth, so I should have really put it in a slightly larger pot, but you know, me being me, we got that new pot and we got this new tree. I put it in the new pot and it did look really nice. I think once the roots have given it plenty of growth and plenty of vigor, and we've got it established a little bit better in terms of the redesign, and we've got some more tree branches, that we've got options that have grown out and then cut back, I think then we will go ahead and put it back in that original pot that I do like. But for the time being, we've got it in this one. It's going to get a little bit more healthy, it'll grow quicker, the branches will establish a little bit quicker by, you know, bigger branches. Roots will develop quicker. Root development quicker means branch development quicker. So overall, it balances the tree better. So if we can do that faster, we can put it in a bonsai pot quicker. Wow, it's so warm now. I think the temperature's gone up another couple of degrees. So I'm sweating. I'm finding it hard to talk to you. Anyways, what I'm getting at is we've put it in a slightly bigger pot so it can grow faster and it can develop quicker on top as well as on bottom. But anyway, I am really excited to see where this is going to go. And if you want to see more with my hibiscus, please do follow the channel, hit the subscribe button, and if you like this one, please do hit the like. Use your hype points on me. Still don't know what they do, but yeah, use them up. I'd be grateful on that. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, everyone. Ta-ra.